Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this one, I wanted to answer your guys' questions. So first of all, thank you for posting all of your questions on the Discord. If you want to take part in these Q&As, definitely go follow me on Discord. The server name is Appetite for the Dead, but the link for the Discord should be in the description. I'm pretty sure it is. And yeah, I usually do these once a week. And so yeah, next time I ask for questions, just post your questions in there and then I'll get to them as soon as I record. But as always, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. First question here, if you could bring back a dead character to be in charge of Padre, who would that character be? You would need to have a character that is going to be, I guess, I don't know, like, that's the thing about Padre in general, is it's a community or a place that is sort of led by, I mean, it's specifically those characters, Shrike and Crane, and I guess their father, Padre. Is their father's name Padre? I'm not entirely sure on that. I know he went by Padre, but I don't know if it's because that place was Padre and what he believed in. Anyways, doesn't really matter anyways. To bring a specific, like, dead character back to life to lead this story, I don't really think makes too much sense unless you chose a character that had like siblings. And so maybe you would go with like Andrea and Amy, right? Like I could see something there maybe. Like I could see how that could work. But I also just think Padre in general is just I don't know. I'm not that big of a fan of it. I'll say that. You know, I'm liking the characters of Shrike and Crane. I really do like those two characters. I just don't like the story of Padre anymore. I think the explanation that they gave for it was just really extremely underwhelming in my opinion. And I'm just at the point now where I'm like, I hope this story ends very soon because I want to explore more of the characters and just stuff that they're doing. Like, honestly, if they can just sort of move away from Padre as a community, that'd be really awesome. Like, you could still sort of have conflict with Shrike and Crane and stuff. You could still do all of that. The idea of Padre just isn't really exciting anymore. So, Q&A, do you think the whole spinoffs could lead to one big end game, like a show where all the good characters fight the bad groups like CRM? Well, that's sort of what everyone sort of has in mind right now. Like, that's the thing that I will say. It's really hard to imagine what the future is going to be like for these shows when, you know, you have Lauren Cohen saying that, well, she's hoping Dead City is going to get like 5 seasons or something. So if it has 5 seasons, that's not ending until 2027. And so if you're ending the show in 2027, then I guess the Daryl Dixon show could probably last for like 4 or 5 seasons, which makes a lot of sense. Maybe the Rick and Michonne show do as well, right? Like maybe they'll actually go that long. Or maybe it's 3 seasons spread over like 5 or 6 years, right? But with these characters having their own shows, like one character needs to go onto another show. You know what I mean? And that's where I find it really kind of off. And I think that's why I'm okay with them not naming the shows after the specific characters. Because if you called the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, like The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, then it's Daryl's show. So if you had Rick on there, Rick's on Daryl's show. You know what I mean? So I think if you just sort of have it like, you know, I think the rumored title is Raise the Dead. So if it's called The Walking Dead Raise the Dead, at least I believe that's the working title right now anyways, then like that's just the title and that works and any character can be on it. Yeah, it started off as Daryl's show, but it can sort of transform into something else eventually. Same with The Walking Dead Rick and Michonne. If it's actually called Summit and that's not the working title, then, you know, you can have other characters like Daryl, Maggie, and Negan, Carol, and etc. go to the Walking Dead Summit. So that's why I overall like that idea instead of naming them after specific characters. But still, overall, you need to end their shows in a way that is going to be satisfying for those shows. And then what do you do afterwards? And so that's the idea right now, is that you would just have this like big Walking Dead spinoff. Basically, it would be like a Walking Dead season 12. And I don't know if they could just literally redo that or like, or not like redo, but just sort of call it the Walking Dead season 12. Like The Walking Dead returns for one last final season. Maybe it's another 24 episodes or 16 episodes or whatever, 10 maybe. And it's going to have all of our characters get together and we're going to see how all this sort of ends, you know, or maybe they'll end it with a movie trilogy finally. I don't know. But I do want all of our characters to reunite, all of our characters to be back together again, and then end the story in a nice, peaceful way. So I'm kind of, that's what I'm expecting right now, is that all the spinoffs are going to lead to one big endgame event, but we're going to have to wait and see it, because I don't know what Gimple's plans are with all of that. That's the thing. But I imagine over the next couple of years, we're going to learn a lot more about that, because there's no way he's going to be able to stay quiet on that. Like, people want to know, like, what's your overall plan with the spinoffs? Are you just going to continue this forever? Are you planning to have everyone reunite at some point in the future? Because that's one question that hasn't really been asked yet, right? Is like, are you planning to have these characters reunite at some point in the future? Someone's going to ask that in the next like year or two, and then Gimple's going to have to answer that, and then we're all going to look at that, and depending on his answer, we'll know where they're going, right? Q&A, do you think there will be any CRM connections in Fear the Walking Dead's final season? That really depends. It really depends on their ending. Like, if they're able to end the story in a way where they're going back to Alexandria, or it's sort of a cliffhanger, like Morgan finds out something about Rick or something like that, then I can sort of see the connection there. But as of now, we're not really in that place, unless Isabel comes back into the story and we have an Althea and Isabel storyline. But I don't know if they're going to return. But then again, maybe they do, and that's the connection to the CRM, right? Maybe there's something there that serves as some sort of cliffhanger or something for Morgan. Like, she comes back and she says, your friend Rick needs your help or something, and it serves as almost like a post-credit scene or something like that. But then again, like, I'm hoping that these things happen, obviously, because it would be so exciting. It depends on the story, and as of now, I don't see there really being a possibility of there being a CRM connection at all. But we're so early in the season, things can change really at any point, so we'll have to just wait and see. Q&A, what if CRM is going after Team Family, and what will Rick's reaction be? Is he going to go full Rambo / season 6 episode 9 style? Yeah, I imagine if there's stuff like that, yeah, he's gonna go crazy, and that's what I really can't wait for with the Rick and Michonne show, is we're gonna be getting Murder Jacket Rick again. Like, to see that version of Rick is just going to be so insane. And I've been seeing photos, I've been seeing video and all of that from the set, and I've been seeing some stuff from that show, and it looks really incredible. There's some stuff of Rick where I'm like, I really can't wait to see and learn more of the context behind all of that. This show looks so good. Like, it's going to be really incredible. A lot of people are referencing it as like season 1, so I imagine it is going to get more than one season, so I'm hoping that it ends on a really awesome, like really crazy, amazing cliffhanger. But we're going to have to wait and see where this goes. But yeah, Rick, obviously, if he finds out that the CRM know about, Team Family and everyone in Alexandria and etc., yeah, he's going to freak out, and he's not going to, he's going to protect them in any way he can, right? So now this question here, I'm going to change up a little bit just because it's a little spoilery, but I'm just going to change it up in a way where it's not so spoilery, and it's just basically, do I see there being a possibility of Rick losing his hand in the Rick and Michonne show? And I mean, obviously that's very, it's possible. They could totally do that. I think it would be really insane at this point to do something like that, just because, I mean, I don't know, it's so early on in the show, but then again, maybe that's how you differentiate it, right? From The Walking Dead. You actually start to do some stuff there from the comic, and I mean, I think it could work. I think it would be absolutely awesome depending on how he lost his hand. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure on that. This next question here is on Fear the Walking Dead and just has to do with, I guess, the group as we saw them at the end of season 7 and just sort of what happened to them and what happened to Luciana, Strand. Are they with Daniel? Is Charlie dead? I think we're going to learn about all of that in the next 3 episodes, I believe. I think by episode 6. It's really weird because we're 3 episodes in now. We're going into episode 4. It doesn't look like Strand's going to be a part of this episode, and he's just nowhere to be found. So I'm guessing he's going to pop up in the season 6 mid-season, or season 6, in episode 6, which is the mid-season finale. In terms of Charlie and her fate and Luciana, I think Luciana, obviously she's alive. I think Charlie, though, she has to be gone, right? And the last question here is, if Alicia doesn't appear in the Fear the Walking Dead finale, do you think it would be possible in the future that we could see her in the hands of the CRM? And if yes, in which spinoff? Well, I've talked about this a lot, and I think if she was to show up in any spinoff at all, it's probably going to be Dead City, just because of that interaction with Jeffrey Dean Morgan on Twitter. I thought that was super awesome. And, more than that, it just makes sense because of the location too. Just they're in New York City, and I could totally see Alicia just going there, if not for anything more than just I want to go see New York City. Maybe she's never been there before. Maybe she's just always wanted to see it, and now that it's the end of the world, she's just gonna travel in that direction just because why not, And then that's how she sort of runs into them. I could see something like that playing out. In terms of her being in the hands of the CRM, though, I don't see that being a possibility. I think she'll just be on her own, and she'll probably be with a new group or or something like that, doing something else. And I think that's probably where we'll run into her. I'm really hoping it'll be in season 2 or season 3 of Dead City. I think that'd be super awesome, but obviously that's all up to Alicia Denham Carey because she chose to leave the show, right? So, but anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. So definitely post all your thoughts down below. First of all, thank you so much for all of your questions. I really did enjoy answering all that. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.